Good evening. I'd like to open the meeting. Mr. Karate?
Mr. Arcalando?
Present.
Mrs. Borelli? Present. Mr. Cipollone?
Present.
Mr. Quinn? Mrs. Robinson?
Here.
Ms. Sanchez? Mr. White?
Here.
Mr. Whitten?
Here.
Mrs. Zattarelli?
Present.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been sent to all members of the Board of Education and to the Board of Record in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, 1975. Get a motion to open the meeting to the vote for agenda items only.
Second.
Anyone wish to close the meeting to the public? Motion. Okay. Hand it over to Mr. Karate with his report.
Thank you, President Arcalando. This evening I have the minutes from October checks for October and Board Secretary and Treasurer's reports and transfers for the month of September. If I have a motion. Mrs. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Cipollone?
Yes.
Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Whitten?
Oh, excuse me, what I have, I'm sorry. That was state B, check number 52687.
Mrs. Zattarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Arcalando?
Yes.
That concludes my report.
Okay, now over to the student.
Good evening, everyone. Before we move on, I'd like to have our student reps give a report. So I'm going to turn it over to Kaylin Wynn and Keely Yalom. Give us lots of news.
So this is the middle school and high school news. The leadership team would like to thank Ms. Schnatzakis and Mr. Pascal for launching our Basic Skills Algebra 1 program. The process involved collaboration with the stakeholder team to determine the entrance/exit criteria, scheduling parent communication, and instructional resources. They are also assisting a new colleague, Mr. Guerra, with preparing to launch middle school basic skills math. The program is off to a positive start and is fulfilling our vision to ensure all students receive the assistance they need for success in Algebra 1. It has a renewed priority now that the freshmen are required to pass both Algebra 1 and the end of course part exam to graduate. While we are all sad to see Mr. K go, he has started an interscholastic graphic design competition between his new school, Wayne Valley, and Southwark High School. Southwark's Amandeep Singh won round 1 for his pointillism project.
The high school student council, led by Ms. Feldman, is running a food drive through November 20th to collect donations for the community food bank of New Jersey. Ms. Holrose, Ms. Capone, and the middle school student council raised over $400 for our Adopt a School initiative with its Halloween bake sale to support schools impacted by Hurricane Harvey. We have sent cases of school supplies and toiletries and will be sending both Liberty and Kingwood High Schools in Texas a check for approximately $2,700. Our students, faculty, and administration would like to thank the Southwark Educational Foundation for their generous support of our program. The middle school high school was awarded grants at the Taste of the Town to purchase a 3D printer for the 8th grade Intro to STEM, MacBook, Mac desktops for photography program, funding for the STEM convention January 17th, and a guest speaker to support our guidance department.
Now athletics. We would like to recognize and congratulate the following student athletes who have earned postseason awards. Football first team, Jacob Dimitriuk and Joe Kadinsky, Second team, Chris Curry, Phoenix Marchesani, George Mardo, Billy Foley, Vinny Camilleri. Honorable mention, Kevin Daly and Kevin Day. For volleyball, first team, Martha Gallus. Second team, Kelly Conroy. Honorable mention, Tyler Taylor.
Boys soccer, first team Nick Latona, second team Nick Bronco, Jacob Jazowski, Pascal Stefano, Angelo Demore. Honorable mention, Drew Garraway. Girls soccer, first team Ashley Georgievich, Alexis Adams, then team Mia Lopez, Quintiana Colburn, Governali. Honorable mention, Kylie Arnesio. Honorable mention, all county, Alexis Georgievich, Ashley Georgievich, Alexis Adams, girls all state recognition, Ashley Georgievich, and congratulations to Ashley Georgievich for breaking her own single season goal record.
For girls tennis, honorable mention, Nicole. We would like to thank and recognize our girls tennis coach, Kim Gerken, for her years of service to our girls tennis team. Kim will be stepping down from coaching to spend more time with her family. Please come support our winter sports programs. Winter season home openers, girls basketball versus Patterson Charter, December 15th. Winter track, December 16th at Fairleigh Dickinson University. Boys basketball versus Woodbridge, December 19th. Wrestling versus Beckton, January 5th. Competition cheer, home event, January 14th.
Franklin Elementary School. In October, we celebrated the Week of Respect, School Violence Prevention Week, and Red Ribbon Week. Each student created a pinwheel and we talked outside as a school community to display the pinwheels along the chain fence on Lanza Avenue alongside our pinwheels for the sun. We need to thank our school neighbors for taking care of our pinwheels through the windy and rainy weather. This Thursday, November 16th, Franklin School is excited to host the TAG Students Invention Convention. The Invention Convention will take place in Franklin School's gymnasium in the morning.
Lastly, Smith Elementary School. In October, we unveiled our Smith Spotlight. Each month, students who go above and beyond, demonstrating kindness and strong character, are recognized from each month. We just held our October assembly and acknowledged another 18 students at our school-wide assembly. This month, our students worked in a cross-grade activity to create thank you notes for our troops during this holiday season. Yesterday, we welcomed close to 140 parents in our building during our parent visitation day. And that is all. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. There's a whole lot of stuff that you just shared with us, but it's good news. And we appreciate that. I'm going to move along now. We do have special guests this evening who come in. We have representatives from both Unico and the Co-Curricular Foundation. So it's Ms. Sue Sims, President, Marilyn Lucello, Joe Lucello, Houston, and Mr. Accomando is newly on the Unico group. And from Co-Curricular, Alicia Co-Curricular, is this Ida Co-Curricular? Elder, and Joseph Co-Curricular. So, thank you. If you would like to go to the microphone, I guess.
Good evening, I'm Elisa Kocher, President of Co-Curricular Foundation, and on behalf of Co-Curricular Foundation, we're very pleased to return once again, and with our donation of $2,500, collaborating with Saddlebrook Unico, we're together presenting a check for $5,000 to the Italian program. We're very pleased with what we see and hear what's going on here in the Saddlebrook education system with the Italian program and some continuity straight through up to the high school with the cultural club. So we're hoping to get more involved with the cultural club in any way that we can with support and some action funds perhaps, and encourage the students to have some additional events or maybe a trip of some sort. So we're just very pleased to be here once again and support the Italian program here at Saddlebrook.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
And I'm Sue Sine, I'm the president of Central Co. We also have a check for you, as Alicia said. It was a rough start, but thanks to our then president, Marilyn Macello, we persevered, and this program is really what we wanted it to be, and we're so happy that it's advancing. Each year we will help you, and as my co-board here said, you do something special, come to us. We need help, we'll participate with you, but it's a pleasure. This is one of the favorite checks I like to give. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we take a photograph real quick?
Yes.
To recess to close executive session to discuss personnel and conduct and HIV hearing for NJSA 10-4-46 Open Public Meetings Act. The subject matter discussed may be disclosed to the public if and when the need for confidentiality no longer exists. Action will be taken when the board reconvenes open session. Can I get a motion? All in favor? Opposed? Be right back. The motion to go into open session? Thanks. All in favor? Opposed? I'd like to turn it over to the superintendent, please.
Okay, so tonight is the night for presentations, and I'd like to keep this moving as quickly as possible, but certainly with attention to detail. So I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Jenkins, who's going to be demonstrating and has some slides for us to look, as well as Alexis, our guidance counselor at Long School. Alexis, just say your last name for me, because it's interesting. Duraction. Duraction. I'm sorry. Alexis is new to the district this year. She came in September. So combined with some of the work with Ms. Jenkins, we'll go over what's happening at the Long School, and I know we have some Long School staff members here, so welcome. You want to go? Yeah, you want to move again?
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for entertaining us, our time here with all of you and giving us a little time to talk about some of the things that we have going on at Long Memorial. Mr. Rashika asked us this summer as school administrators to dedicate some time at board meetings to give some updates regarding our schools. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit tonight about some of the pieces of our puzzle that we're putting together. and talk a little bit about some of the school goals that we have been working on. This time last year, we did a parent survey, and we've been putting in programs into place that's reflective of some of that parent input. So this just highlights some of the things that I think that have been a major focus for us, and that is making sure that our school is a warm and an inviting place for our students and our parents. And Ms. Action is with us tonight. She's our new school counselor. I wanted you to have the opportunity to meet her. We've been working on our instructional programs and professional development that positively impacts our learners. We've been providing opportunities that engage all of our learners. One of the survey responses from parents last year indicated that they wanted us to tap into students' interest in science. So we had our family STEM night. We brought in some family math nights with our escape room activities. And that was all through parent input. And we want to make sure that we're collaborating with all of our stakeholders. So I want to talk to you a little bit about curriculum and instruction. These are some of the things that are going on in the district, but this is how we're implementing at Long. We have the new Teachers College Units of Study in Reading. So when they arrived this summer, I was so excited. We took a picture of that so you could see it. I remember that Mr. Quinn happened to be in the office that day, and I popped in and I had pictures on my cell phone to share. We also have new materials with science dimensions. And we've been providing professional development across the district. The picture on the left is Shelley Klein, our literacy consultant. So she's been working with all of our elementary school students, but this happens to be Miss Grant's classroom. She's been coming in, and when she gives workshops, she does a demo lesson for the teachers, directly working with students. And like this particular day was K and 1 teachers. So we had all the K and 1 teachers in the district observing this lesson and the students participating. See how attentive they are? We're very proud of them. And then here's just an example of some of that exact thing they practice in this Grant's classroom right now. I took this picture earlier today. And this was what we call when our students are buzzing about books. And they're doing a turn and talk with their partner. And one of the things that we do to launch Readers Workshop is make sure that there's common expectations. So this is just an example of some things that we have in our classroom with a reader's contract. And if you take notice, you'll see that the students helped develop that together and they've all signed it, first grade. And I know, we've talked about standard space report cards at our last presentation and how we're keeping records of all that and of all of our students' assessments. And this is just an example of some of the ideas that were shared with us from Shelley Klein. And Ms. Grant has as simple as an example here where she's conferring with the student and taking notes, so she has the ability to monitor her progress and her growth over time. And then we also, with the new science materials, this is an example from 4th grade, but you can see we're introducing STEM through next generation science materials. And I know it's fine print on the screen, but I highlighted the cross-cutting concepts because you could see how the math is coming into science. Okay, I'm going to let Mr. Action talk a little bit about how we're making connections and connecting our character education and some school climate initiatives.
Hi, thank you very much. So as a new counselor, one of the most important things that I'm going to try to do is bring a positive climate to our school, and that has a lot to do with pushing into the classrooms, trying to address issues as they arise, but also trying to be proactive. One of the ways that we have done this was the beginning of October, we did our character education anti-bullying contest. The idea was buddies, not bullies, but we allowed all the students to decorate their own poster that they felt represented an anti-bullying theme. We then allowed our staff to vote on the top 3 pictures in the class, and these are our winners for the week. Their pictures were laminated, they received a certificate, and their pictures are displayed on the hallway right outside of our lunchroom, which is one of the key areas where we see that a lot of conflict happens between students. So that visual reminder that we are trying to respect each other and avoid bullying. We also participated in Meals for Peace on Unity Day, which was October 25th. Prior to that, I pushed into the classrooms. I worked with the teachers and the students and discussed what peace looks like in our school. How we feel peace is represented, what kind of images, what kind of wording. Students, all 217 students in our building decorated a took their pinwheels out and placed it into our fence where they're still today, so you can drive past our school in our gate and see our pinwheels for peace. And it's a visual reminder to our students why peace is important and what we are hoping to accomplish at home. And then afterwards, we were fortunate enough to have the fire department come, and they took an overhead aerial shot of all of our students in our orange for Unity Day, making our peace symbol.
I just want to say that is an example. You're seeing kids, I am up in the bucket, being because when Mr. Tui says we want to go in the bucket, you don't say no, right? They were like, oh, you can be the future. I'm like, I want to go in the bucket. So that was fun.
We were also very fortunate that our PTO was very generous to allow us to have a program come called The New Kid. It was a play by the George Street Playhouse. It touched on new kids coming to the country, how they might feel inclusion, exclusion, bullying, and they even at the end did a question and answer section where the students were able to ask questions about the play and kind of work through the scenario so that there would be a different outcome rather than the bullying scenario that was presented during the show. So it was it allowed for a nice discussion between our students.
Thanks. Okay. So then, last time we were here, when we were talking about the park presentation, we talked a little bit about how we're analyzing data, and we want to start to look at those evidence statements and the examples that we're seeing in terms of that feedback, and we're starting to look at that over the course of multiple years. So one thing that we just recently did as a faculty I like to say like a SWAT team. We took our 3 years worth of park data and park and some of the feedback that we get in terms of evidence statements, and we looked at where are we having maybe the same type of scoring in each indicator. So we split ourselves up into 4 teams in the media center, and every single teacher in the building participated. This was something new because we feel like we've been analyzing data as the tested grade teachers, but this time you'll see that every single teacher, every grade level, specials, music, computers, everyone participated, and each team worked on a specific grade level, and this is something that we're going to continue to work with over time, because if you can imagine, like that yellow sheet that you're seeing right there, that was just grade 5 over 3 years. And we lined them up by exact indicator, but we got that done in 40 minutes for the whole school because we worked as a team. So that's something that we're going to continue to look at and to dive into more deeply. And then here are just some new co-curricular connections that I wanted to talk to you about that we have going on. Our Art and Environmental Club, for the past 3 years, the students have been bringing to Mrs. Viscardi plastic colored caps, so they can turn that into a recycled collaborative art project. So this is now underway, and they're creating panels that we can hang on the walls at our school. They've been working after school with her and the teachers who run Environmental Club, or Ms. Laub and Mr. Iannacone. So it really is a partnership project that's happening after schools. And that is something new this year. And another new program is this new service learning project. We haven't even really unveiled this to the school community yet, like I told the teachers tonight. But we had one of our students approach us with this idea. And this is the story, The Water Princess. And the story is about how children in villages in the developing world have to walk a mile to bring water to their village. So we are developing this idea with the Georgie Bedell Foundation. We have a contact from our student to one of the educational consultants from the foundation, and we're going to develop curriculum ideas and resources for every classroom, K-6, and we are going to do a fundraiser to help build a well. And this is something we're going to unfold in the spring. I think it's really going to become a signature event for us for this school year. We're going to launch it in January. We're going to have the kids actually pitch it and present at a faculty meeting, and then we're going to have the foundation come with the ideas, And then the end will be really like the relay day where they're carrying a gallon of water around the building and seeing how heavy and what that might be if they had to carry water for a mile. And like I said, and with the donation to the foundation. So that's something that we're gonna really kick off in like January and February and then work on that through April. And then you're hearing a little bit about how we've been building in character recognition programs this year. And this is something that Mr. Action has helped kick off with faculty input. And this is going to be our LMS Legendary Leaders, where we're acknowledging for their characteristics and the pillars of character. And this will be like a monthly award where we have a breakfast and the kids receive a certificate and a little token item. And so that is actually ready to launch very soon. And then our student council is doing two different fundraisers related to like food drive related items. So one is they're actually having a dress down day on Friday with a donation for Share Our Strength. And we're also participating in this cornucopia challenge where the kids are actually been bringing in canned food. And that's something that we have going on right now this week. And these were student council does so many different activities. Usually they take on things for Make-A-Wish, but the Share Our Strength was something really that was brand new this year, so we thought we would highlight that as well. And that concludes our presentation. Thank you.
I just want to thank everybody, Jane Ellen and Alexis, for doing a wonderful presentation and give us a little snapshot of what's going on at the school and also the support from staff members over there. That's important. To talk about building culture, that's the right way to do it. So happy to see all these things are happening. The biggest piece I'm happy about is the fact that the data is being taken seriously and we're actually working with it and not just looking at numbers and saying, well, there's a discrepancy here or there's a gap in this area. We're working to correct that. So thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to continue with our regular agenda. Moving forward, we're going to start with student services. So what I'd like you to look at is all of number 1 and number 2. Any questions regarding
Any discussion? Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Mrs. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Cipollo? Yes. Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Sanchez?
Yes to one, and I'm going to abstain from two.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Rennie?
Yes.
Mrs. Zardelli?
Yes.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes, but I'd like to abstain from number 2 because I got here a little late.
Mr. Sheehan, before we move on to curriculum, there's one item we have to add in the student services. I'll read the action. Approve appeal of finding and HIB number 2016-5-20. The board finds there was no HIB following the HIB hearing.
Can I get a motion? Discussion.
Mrs. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Cipollo? Yes. Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Sanchez?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Rennie?
Yes.
Mrs. Zardelli?
Yes.
Mr. Acosta?
Yes.
moving on, letter B, curriculum instruction, technology program, numbers 1 through number 3.
So moved.
Discussion.
Mrs. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Cipollone?
Yes.
Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Sanchez?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Whitney?
Yes.
Mrs. Zarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Akamondo?
Yes.
Looking at business and board at C, number one, with the entire section, number one, so there's 25 pieces within that.
Motion.
So moved.
Discussion.
Mrs. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Cipollone?
Yes.
Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Sanchez?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Whitney?
Yes.
Mrs. Zarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Akamondo?
Yes.
Now, numbers 2 through number 7.
Motion.
So moved.
Discussion.
Mrs. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Cipollone?
Yes.
Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Sanchez? Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Whitney?
Yes.
Mrs. Zarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Akamondo?
Yes. Let's open the meeting to the public for comments on policies and regulations listed below. Could I have a motion?
So moved.
Close the meeting.
So, one, approve the reading of following policies and regulations for second reading. There are 40 policies that we discussed in the past.
Motion.
Mrs. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Cipollone?
Yes.
Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Sanchez?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Whitney?
Yes.
Mrs. Zarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Akamondo?
Yes.
Letter E, negotiations. I'd like to have our attorney, Jessica, you can just give us a little background on what number 1 is.
Sure. I have to read out something very long and legalese, so bear with me. Whereas the School Ethics Act, NJSA 18A, 12-21 Ethics Act, was enacted by the New Jersey State Legislature to ensure and preserve public confidence in school board members and school administrators, and to provide specific ethical standards to guide their conduct. And whereas questions arose regarding how a board should invoke the doctrine of necessity when a quorum of the Board of Education has conflicts of interest on a matter required to be voted upon. Whereas the School Ethics Commission has provided guidance in Public Advisory Opinion 03-9, and whereas the opinion set forth that when it is necessary for a board to invoke the doctrine of necessity, the board should state publicly that it is doing so, the reason that such action is necessary, and the specific nature of the conflict of interest. And whereas the School Ethics Commission, by resolution dated February 25th, 2003, clarified and required a Board of Education invoking the doctrine of necessity to adopt a resolution setting forth that they are invoking the doctrine, the reason for doing so, and the specific nature of the conflicts of interest. And whereas the School Ethics Commission further directed Boards of Education that to invoke the doctrine, they must read the resolution at a regularly scheduled public meeting, post it where it post public notices for 30 days, and provide a commission of the copy. And whereas the Saddlebrook Board of Education needs to vote tonight on whether to approve the final memorandum of agreement between the board and the SBTAAA, and the final salary guides for same. The SBTAA is a unit of the New Jersey Education Association. And whereas the board attorney, Jessica Clean, has reviewed the advisory decisions of the commission and determined that there are board member conflicts that would otherwise prohibit 6 of the seated board members from voting on this resolution. And whereas the School Ethics Commission has requested that each board member provide specific conflicts, so board member Michael Akamondo is a member of the NJEA in Main Breed District. Board member Angela Robinson is a member of the NJEA in Main Breed District. Board member Timothy White is a member of the NJEA in Main Breed District. Board member Steve Quinn is a family member who is a member of the NJEA in the Main Breed District. Board member Christopher Whitney is a family member or Christian Cipollone is a member of the AFT, which is another teachers association in the state of New Jersey. Whereas the inability of the above 6 board members to participate in this process results in lack of quorum, meaning there's not enough unconflicted board members to vote. Whereas the board desires then to invoke the doctrine of necessity in accordance with the procedures established by the commission in order for them to vote on this resolution. It is now therefore be resolved by the Southborough Board of Education, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, that the 6 board members, as noted above, are in conflict, and the board therefore invokes the doctrine of necessity in order to vote to approve the final memorandum of agreement and salary guides with the FBTAA. That this resolution shall be read at this meeting and shall be posted where the board postpones notices for the following 3 days, and that a copy of this resolution shall be forwarded to the School Ethics Commission by the board attorney. Essentially, we have 6 board members who are conflicted. The doctrine of necessity is something that we invoke to allow even those conflicted board members to vote, or they otherwise will not be allowed to do so. So now there is someone has to move this resolution.
Yeah, we move to the resolution, we all can vote on that one, and number 2, will just be the 3 members, they're not conflicted. Number 2.
Correct.
This is for number 1, resolutions. This is pages, right? Mrs. Morales?
Yes.
Mr. Cipollone? Yes. Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Sanchez?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Winnie?
Yes.
Mrs. Zarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Kamala?
Yes.
Just to clarify, right now everybody can vote. That's the whole point of it. Yeah. That's why you're all, so on number 2, everybody can now vote.
So I am calling,
Everybody, that's why we voted on it. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a quorum. We would be able to clear right now.
thank you. Moving to number 2.
Second.
Sylvia.
Mrs. Morales?
Yes.
Mr. Cipollone?
Yes.
Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Sanchez?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Winnie?
Yes.
Mrs. Zarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Kamala?
Yes.
Moving to personnel, I'd like to have you review numbers 1 through 15.
Motion. Discussion.
Mrs. Morales?
Yes.
Mr. Cipollone?
Yes.
Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Sanchez?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Winnie?
Yes.
Mrs. Zarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Kamala?
Yes.
Now we'd like to look at number 16 in its entirety. So there are 16 individuals on that list.
Motion. Discussion.
Mrs. Morales?
Yes.
Mr. Cipollone?
Yes.
Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Sanchez?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Winnie?
Yes, but I abstain from ID 59.
Mrs. Zarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Kamala?
Yes.
Moving on now to look at numbers 17 through 22.
Motion. Discussion.
Mrs. Morales?
Yes.
Mr. Cipollone?
Yes.
Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Sanchez?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. Zardelli?
Yes.
Mr. Raymond?
Yes.
Now moving on, I'd like you to look at number 23 only. Appoint a biology teacher. This would be to replace Ms. Allen, who's now supervisor. Again, there's multiple levels of interviews for this position. Comes with extensive background. She's been a teacher in for 12 years. She's done a wonderful job running the program there, teaching biology, anatomy, and physiology. She has a demonstrated record of taking leadership roles within the school district by starting the biotechnical CTE program and running the environmental club. She's also very involved in STEM. It's my belief that she would be a good candidate for this position.
Motion.
So moved.
Discussion.
Mrs. Morale?
Yes.
Mr. Cipollone?
Yes.
Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Sanchez?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. Zardelli?
Yes.
Mr. Raymond?
Abstain, I wasn't here on Monday's meeting for this.
Great. Moving on now separately again, number 24. Appoint Donald Mesh to the position of middle school vice principal. Again, Donald will be replacing Ms. Coffey, who is moved up to Director of Curriculum Instruction. Again, my belief on this individual is that through the rigorous chains of interviews with multiple people from teachers, administrators, and even some of our board members, that he would make and be a successful candidate for this position. We're going to call him DJ because that's what he likes to be called. DJ, we mentioned this before, but the vision is for the school and ultimately a district to be able to make it a destination school district where people look to move into town to take part in our programs. He believes that this goal is achieved through rigorous instruction, student engagement, growth of students, and staff alike, working in collaboration among all stakeholders. So that is something that I also believe in, and that's in line with what our goals are as a district. And working with your principal, Mr. Lawler, being in the building, I'm sure we can make this work. And also, I just want to indicate that, as well as working with the students, Mr. Mesh is coming in with the ability to run workshops in mathematics with our staff members, and certainly that will enhance the programs that we have going on currently. So I recommend highly Mr. DJ Mesh for the position of assistant principal of the middle school.
Take a motion.
So moved.
Discussion.
Mrs. Morale? Yes. Mr. Cipollone?
Yes.
Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Sanchez? Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. Zardelli?
Yes.
Mr. Raymond?
Yes.
Congratulations. Welcome aboard. Great. And the last one, number 25, with heavy heart here, and accept the resignation of Dave Geller, who's usually sitting right here, but I think he had some other plans for this evening. Dave has accepted a position in another district, Morris County. So we have him on here as listed for January 16th, will be the 60 days. So I certainly want to wish him luck and have the ready. So again, that's the motion down in the 25.
Motion.
So moved.
Discussion.
I just like to say I'm very, very saddened by this.
Yes.
Mrs. Morale?
Yes.
Mr. Cipollone?
Yes.
Mrs. Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Sanchez?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. Zardelli?
Yes.
Mr. Raymond?
Yes.
Yes, and we certainly want to thank Dave for all that he's done for the district, working with everybody, and certainly going beyond in some cases and putting in all the extra hours working with everybody. So we'll miss him, but we wish him luck, and I'm sure he's going to be fine. And that finishes my piece.
Any committee reports at all? correspondence? Old business.
I just have a quick thing for all business. We were talking about having more trainings coming up, and I think that's something we are asking for to look at the topics for New Jersey school boards to come in. So by the next meeting, we can look at the different topics and try to get some dates for the training starting in January.
Old business. Was that?
Okay.
New business.
Just want to remind everybody that we are going to have an open house for our preschool program over at Washington School. That will take place on December 2nd at 9:30 a.m. with some refreshments and just to demonstrate the types of things that go on in the preschool program. The hope is that we can get some more residents involved with their children in that program, and even some staff members if they're commuting to school and having to drop students, their children off somewhere. In between, if they want to come local to Saddlebrook, it would be a healthy choice for them. But again, we'll put it out there and we invite everybody to take part in that if it's something that's meaningful to you. Thank you.
Anyone else? Let's open the meeting to the public. I'm going to read this statement. Oh, can I get a motion? All in favor? Opposed? Residents are requested to state their names, address, and subject matter. In the event it appears the public comment portion of this meeting may exceed 45 minutes, the presiding officer may limit each statement made by a participant to 5-minute durations. Issues raised by members of the public may or may not be responded to by the board. All comments will be considered and a response will be forthcoming if and when appropriate. The board asks that members of the public be courteous and mindful of the rights of other individuals who speak. Specifically, comments regarding students and employees of the board are discouraged and will not be responded to by the board. Students and employees have specific legal rights afforded by the law of New Jersey. The board bears no responsibility nor will be liable for any comments made by members of the public. Members of the public should consider their comments in light of the legal rights of those affected and identified in their comments, and be aware that they are legally responsible and liable for their comments. You got it.
I'm Allison, John Lanary, 27 Chelsea Drive. We're here to discuss the new grading system and the removal of the honor roll. We have 4 children enrolled at Helen High School, grades 1, 2, 4, and 5. And as a former student of the Saddlebrook educational system, I don't understand why they would remove something that motivates children to do that. Our son, just an example, our oldest son last year did not make honor roll in the first marking period, and he worked mainly because he was lazy and he was more interested in playing football. And then in the second marking period, because that doesn't fly at home, he worked his butt off, and he still did not make the honor roll. And now I think every single person in this room has experienced 2 things in their life, and that's disappointment and pride. And we're taking that away from our children. My son was incredibly disappointed that he did not make the honor roll, second marking period. However, come third marking period, he made the honor roll, and the sense of pride that he had is better than any lesson that we could be teaching our children. And, you know, that being kind means more than working hard, and I just feel that those academic grades are something that he worked his butt off for. He wasn't handed it, wasn't graded because, you know, the teacher liked him, or I just don't understand the new idea of the grading system. And yeah, quite honest, my son came home, and this is my oldest son who I talk about. My other kids all I knew really well, but my oldest son came home and he failed a science test a couple weeks ago. And he was grounded. I mean, he was not playing football that week. It was a mess in our house. And when I spoke to his teacher, after we went back and forth via email, I ended up speaking to her on the phone. Her exact words to me were, "Don't worry, because this test scores don't matter." Because my concern was he's failing science. He doesn't have science now. The way Smith School has set up, I don't know about the rest of the township and the other schools, but he has science for 6 weeks, and then he has social studies for 6 weeks, and science for 6 weeks. So as a parent, he had one test. He got a 64 on it. He fails for the marking period, okay? She told me, no, he's passing because of the new way that they're graded. So how is that teaching my child that it's okay that you got an F on this test because everything else you're doing, you're passing? And actually, when we sat our almost 11-year-old down, he explained to me that not to worry because he wasn't doing classwork in a couple of his classes. And he said, well, don't worry because I did really well in those tests, and when you average it out, I'm still meeting expectations. So now my son, instead of striving to get an A, is okay with meeting expectations. And that doesn't apply anywhere in the real world. If it was okay to meet expectations, nobody here would have climbed the ladder. Everybody here would stay the teacher. Nobody would try to get up and be the next level of an administrator. Why? Why not just meet the expectations and continue? So that's my one issue with that. The other issue is that Smith School has implemented a spotlight program. Now, we were told on back to school night that the honor roll was specifically removed to not exclude children who have not made the honor roll. So they wanted to make everybody feel included. So now Smith School has implemented a program in which you are excluding 90% of the class every month. So 2 children are chosen. I've heard different things. I don't know exactly how they're chosen. I've heard it was drawn out of a hat. I heard that it says the teacher's discretion who gets chosen. But I can tell you for sure that somebody chosen in September picks on my son on a daily basis. So she teases him, she picks on him, and she was rewarded for kindness. So what message is that sending, number one, to my son, that it's okay that she picks on you, she's still going to get the award? And what message are you sending to her, saying it's okay that you act like this, we're going to give you this award anyway. And if you do figure out the math from September to June, 2 kids per class, every single kid in the class will have received this award by June. And I just think that it's ridiculous that something that is actually tangible, like an academic grade, something you work towards, was removed. And now something was implemented as, this teacher likes this kid, so this kid's going to be, student of the month or whatever you want to say. So I just have my concern is why is the honor roll removed? What's the reasoning? And is it ever going to go back? Because I don't see it.
You have a lot of information.
I do.
And I appreciate that. This is all performance-based. I don't know if you were at any of the meetings held by the principals that did one in September collaboratively. They did a presentation here as well. And I'm not going to get into the root of everything, but I just want to. Everything now is performance-based. All the testing is your meet proficiency, above proficiency, below proficiency. The other end of what you're talking about is that where we had students who were getting straight A's, took the standardized assessments and were approaching proficiency. So you had this disparity. So everything now is, again, project and performance-based, looking at those categories that fit within. So there's not something that's definitively an A or an A+. The thing right now is for us to roll this out so that it's in line with what they're doing as far as taking tests. And also, another piece of this too is we all have to get used to it, and probably somewhere along the line, I know we talk about character ed right now as being the thing. Perhaps somewhere, once we get this rolling, we'll be able to revisit it and have parents on a committee to decide if there's some other way to recognize the students who are above proficiency and recognize those students.
It's not even so much the recognition of them, it's just the scoring. My child believes it's okay to meet his standard. And according to the teacher, a 68 to a 95 is the same grade. They're meeting standards.
Okay, so there's a concern.
And that's coming from the teacher.
That's a concern for me as the superintendent, because that's not really the case. It is a mix of different things. Certainly, a grade for a marking period, semester, quarter, whatever the case may be, it's not going to be based on one test.
No, I get that.
Yeah, but it's still there has to be a balance, and there has to be something that's going to be better than meeting proficiency or approaching proficiency, wherever that ends up. So I agree that I'm not in agreement with what the comments were from the teacher. Okay? I can tell you that. And I think that everyone should strive to meet proficiency, and then the next step would be physical And again, I know that the caveat of maybe getting onto honor roll or something else is that a little extra nudge. But I think, again, as we go through the process, we can probably figure out something that's going to work with that. But right from the beginning, we can't, because it's totally different area for all of us. Many of the school districts within the state are starting to go this way because that's the world we live in now.
Because I've talked to a lot of different schools actually in Bergen County, and Saddlebrook's one of the only schools that I've actually.
Paramus does the same thing, and some of our other neighboring districts. Yeah. So.
So the removal of the honor roll I'm just questioning, was it to include the children who have not made honor roll, to make them feel included?
That had nothing to do with it. I mean, it's not
the
place.
It's back to school night. So anybody that was at
that has nothing to do with
that.
That was
exactly
again,
what was supposed
it's just based on the 4 or 5 years that we look at, based on performance in the classroom, performance on assessments, and so on. And that's what we're looking at. So I do hear you, and I knew that this was going to be a concern. We all did. So we're still, as I said, it's new.
I get that. I just don't want my child's learning to be on, at the expense of
you tell them you got to go above proficiency. We keep working on use that, above proficiency.
I heard that was never going to be used from the teacher also, that would never be, nobody will.
But that's what they scored. Yeah, I mean, it happens.
Yeah, but what are they scoring? That we were told test grades do not matter. That was like, I think.
Yes.
I'm a teacher. It happens to be rules, obviously we're not following the same set of correct. My concern is, and it's with cheat, how are you, what is the assessment? I mean, I'm a history teacher, so there are homework assignments, there's in-class assignments, there's quizzes, there's tests, it's all quantifiable. We don't do class participation because that's such a subjective thing. So when he came home with that grade, which made me want to sit him alive, the assumption is you're failing. And then when the teacher explained to my wife, no, he's demonstrated that he's achieving at this level because he answered a question in class or something. I don't understand how that's. I mean, we're talking about something that has to be quantifiable, right? And I mean, I don't think. I think I'm wrong. We don't do those things, but is it based on performance on the part?
It's geared toward performance on the part because the way
geared toward it.
Well, but the thing is that we want everybody to be in the mindset of the park is measured this way, and we want to go in that direction because a lot of the skills that the students are learning are based on proficiency levels. It's by levels. Everything's by levels, meaning what level.
When I was a kid, I took the Iowa test, right?
I remember
that. And then there's been other tests. And this test may be here now, maybe
might be gone again.
Certain things that have been in place forever because they kind of work. So I just, to me it seems like an experiment in a way. And I don't really.
At the expense of our children.
Well, at least
what it is.
In all honesty, some of my daughter, I'm sure is off the charts. But my son, who has this sort of lazy streak, sadly, I feel like he's got the ability to sort of skate by when he shouldn't skate. He deserves to get straight C's. So, and I know that's what he's getting. I'm going to get a report card that says he meets standards. I don't know what that means.
There's actually a breakdown on the report card itself that you can reference to look at each one of the categories.
Now, if he's meeting standards with an F on a test, how is that teaching our children that this is okay?
In the past, the student could get a 64 on a test.
He has one test for the trimester.
That's another piece that we're.
Yeah, one test and he failed it. But
what I need to do is get some more information from the principal, from the school. But again, the reason why we're moving in that direction, as I said before, is because everything currently is being performance-based. Even teacher observations are based on proficiency, meeting proficiency. Well, that's. We can, yeah. I can reach out to the principal. I'll be happy to have a one-on-one discussion with you, meet with you, and try to get more information out there. Okay? So, again, I recognize that that's going to be a bit of a problem, and okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Anyone else wish to see something?
Okay, motion to close the meeting.
Favor? Opposed? Okay. Well, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Congratulations. PJ?
Happy Thanksgiving, yeah, enjoy, I can't believe it's next week already, but it is, so enjoy the holiday, thank you.